there. Keep that change it. Keep that change it. Keep that change it. Yo, Tasha.
Shimmy, shimmy, yeah, shimmy, yeah, shimmy, yeah.
Bad girl don't.
Swalla la la.
Wah! Swalla la la. I tell her me come work and I work, me come work and I work, me I go work sour. Cause, hey ladies. Yo Nana, big up yourself now. I see you reach, yo Shiloh, big up yourself. Cause what?
Nothing feels better than it.
Nothing feels better when I'm playing music. Nothing feels better. Let's go, let's go, let's go.
I'ma make you feel alright. Cause I'ma give you what you need.
Yo, Deborah, tell them we send them a party. We a party tonight. I don't know what it is. Tarisha, talk to them, the man. Risha, talk to them, the man.
Yeah. It's Young Lord, reporting live from Atlanta, Georgia. Decatur, where it's great. And I want all my sexy ladies to report to the dance floor immediately. We gon' go and glide this one, y'all. Big Reese. Yeah.
Right off the back, man, the boy got dollars, so women come frequent like.
Yeah, man, we switch it up a bit, you know what I mean? We switch it up a bit, right, Venetia? Yo, Keita, talk to me, summer.
Catch up with your game, run faster, don't let them lose you, cause I ain't gon' bless you.
Yo, I'm gonna talk to my ladies there.
A little desperate.
Ladies, you're never in a relationship, right? Where you love your man to your heart. And when I say you love him to your heart, you ain't want to lose him. And he end up pack up and left you. He end up tell you saying, God. And you watch him in the face and say, gone where? Where you going? If you leave, let me ask you one question. One question, we gonna party tonight now. When my ladies there, when you say you love your man and fellas, you love your girl, tell her.
So different being
here. I was used to be next to you. Come on, man.
For me, it's not the same. There's no one to tell me. Don't know why I let it go.
Yo, Sharice, what want me do?
It's so hard. Seems like everyone.
What want me do?
I keep thinking of you. I just had a wake up call. Wishing that I never let you fall. Maybe you were not to blame at all.
And why? And I don't need to push you away.
Maybe if you knew Mariana, breathing.
If your chick come close to me, she ain't going home where she supposed to be. I'm getting money like I'm supposed to be. I'm getting money like I'm supposed to be.
I tell you,
close to me, and all the mother knew where they supposed to.
We got nice it up tonight, trust me.
Go for me.
Trust me.
In a pig like supposed to me. That's how I'm supposed to be.
Turn on some light on the women. Turn on some light on the field. Why you mean? Why you mean? Why you mean? Why you mean? Come.
Pull up to the club and then go up. Make your girl fall in love when I show up. It's not my fault, she wanna know me. She told me it was just a humble.
Yeah, mama, big up everybody who got it locked down and enjoying it to the maximum. Just giving it to you a little different tonight. Different.
Shawty made that cup, she don't need no clothes. High fashion, like Goya, G-Wagon, or the Rover. I put some ice on you cause you got a cold. I know I gotta keep my shawty on go. Drop that to the floor, yeah. Whoa. You ain't gotta deal with none of these, no. If we hop in the Benz, is that okay? Is it okay if I call you my pride, babe? I ain't no player, I just got a lot of babe. But let me tell you, I like you a lot, babe. I wanna start at the top and the bottom, babe. Now you want to shoot with the red at the bottom, babe. You know I like when you red at the top, babe. She wants your name, D-Yo-Yo. I'm only doing cash, I don't need promo. I pull up to the high rise, I'm in a 4-4. Inside Coco. If I got a feeling, I keep it inside my heart. And I keep a pedicure cause I don't do facade. You can see my diamonds even when I'm in the dark. And since you got it, it make you go and do anything you want. Shawty made that step, she don't need no applause. High fashion, like Goya.
I'm gonna play a song. I'm gonna play a song. I want them ready to do the dance.
I know I got it.
I want them ready to do the dance.
Drop that.
That's so you can't do the dance? You can't do the dance? Let's go, let's go, let's go, Carl. I'm gonna start it from the beginning. You know why? A lot of people don't know the tune from the beginning. Nobody know the tune from people here. They're like, what stupid tune that there? But when the beat kick in, let me big up my Spanish family. Them are watching now. Let me big up my Spanish family. Them now. Jenny and I get ready to do the dance now. Get ready to do the dance. Yes, do the dance, do the dance. He gon' come, he gon' come, he gon' come, cause me say big up my Spanish friend them, cause what, cause
que tu l'as senti, t'as loupé le proche de la gâchette. Ça fait ram bam bam, toc toc toc. Mec, il va là, j'ai eu ma dose, ça, il va là, tu t'approches, je vais le.
Don't worry, ladies, the part coming, the part coming, the part coming. Simba, do the dance. Do the dance. Do the dance.
Y'a bon de hit, et quand tu montes comme ça, tu donnes 40%. Tu fais la belle, arrête-moi ça.
Do the dance, man.
Elle est piquée, c'est pas compliqué. Bébé, pour toi y'a tout, pour toi y'a tout. J'ai changé la donne, je vais la dominer.
That's why you practice it today. But that's why you practice it today.
J'ai changé la donne, je vais la dominer.
Never you know about TikTok, right? You know about TikTok, right? So you know the dance? So you're welcome, do it now? Or you're running now? Or you're running now? Okay, stand up there and do it. Stand up and do it. Stand up and do it. It coming, it coming, it coming, it coming, it coming. It coming, it coming, it coming. Stand up. When the dancers, do the dance, do the dance, do the dance, do the dance. Sit there. Coming, get up, get up, get up, get up, man, get up, get up. Do the dance. Here we're going on. Here we're going on for who. I want another thing. You understand? It go like this. You go come. Devon, get up. I want to do it with me. We're gonna do it. We do it a cappella style so people can get it. Right? We're going. You beat your hand, and then you do this. You beat your hand again, and then you do that. Okay? When you read to, you don't beat your hand, and you do the second part. You go zip with the dip, and then you do a little small one. Are you ready again? Stand up. Don't sit down. Don't sit down. With the next little one, get up, man. I want you to do it with me. I want you to do it with me. I want you to do it with me. Let's go. Come down. party no away. You see you. I want you then I tell, and I can tell you what and I feel you. Ladies, feel your love and push up. Just say you want. Simmer, it's your time, come. The way you wind up on me. You push up on me. You push up on me. I can tell that you want me. You will look bend your back and push back and bubble up and wind up. I know you want it, I know you want it, I know you want it. Cause I like it like this. Just like this. I like it like this. Just like this. Marshall. But just like it. I like it super like this. Just like this. Hey, boy, come. I want to give it to you. Baby, I want to give it. I want to give it to you. Yes, darling. I want to give it to you. I want to give it to you, baby. I want to give it to you. I want to give it to you, sweetheart. I want to give it to you. Where you wind it, turn me on. Like the mountain over there. Wind it so sweet, I can take for some. Come give me some sweetness, darling. How you like it? You see June 5th? You see June 5th when you take your finger, you dig it in them. Tell them this, hey, I like it hard. I like it hard. I like it hot, I want it, yeah. I like it hot. Give me, I like it hot. I like it hot. I like it hot, I want it, yeah. I like it hot. Hey, party mash up again.
Tell them bubbling.
Hey, girl, come bring all your friend them, the man.
Everybody drinking. Who cares what they thinking? Beef. Everybody singing. Oh, we don't have no behavior. Total disorder.
Come now, man.
Cross the border.
Hey, cause I say, party now, come up with the order.
Oh,
That's I could play something for mommy. I could play something for daddy. I could play something for Auntie Melda. Soca vibes. You think I should get them like way back? Exclusive, you think I should get them way back? Let me take them way back on. Let me get them way back. When me dancers there. Mama, she belly. Bam, 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 bam. Hold on, my son, hold on, Friday. Worky. I had to play this one here, you understand? Now my question is, when I see people rolling through in their colors, no, let me stop it. So you see all my friends ever walking in colors. Sometimes they see different people in their colors, they want to fight you, they want to war you. Know if you're so strong, why you want to fight people for? You can't fight people if you're so strong in your constituency. There should be no war ending. Everybody should be happy ended. Everybody should be happy ended. So when you're walking through and you enjoy yourself, ask them this. Tell me what I'm fighting for. Hey, let me pick up Jonel anyway. If they want them to party, we are party tonight. God, with people. Fire go Monday. Hey, fire go Monday. See that cause June 5th? Fire go Monday. See little boy, you ain't mad at all. Another one just saw. When music's sweet, you can't tell them. Come up to my bouncy boy and aye, come up to my bouncy boy and aye. Come up to my bouncy boy and aye. Come up to my bouncy boy and aye. Look the beach and whining. And Kitty should them whining. June 6 gonna be whining. When we done vote man. Look the beach and whining. Look solution whining. Dominic and whining. Yo, Simra! Yo, Simra!
You give me something I bleed. You give me something I crave. Oh, I really need.
I know how long I will want touch a mixer. I know how well I want party with you. You know how I feel right now? This year overdue. Me not tell a lie. The lante, what I'm saying?
I really feel a vibe every time.
When my friend Kyle there.
Nothing like this, I did nothing like you. Nothing and nobody like you. And every single time we touch, I never wanna stop because I always wanna let you know that I love you so much. It's nobody like you. Nothing and
Tell you sweet and Mr. Bagnall. Every time we come to party, you gonna be mash up.
I'm gonna set out a challenge. I'm gonna send out a challenge. When I was outside, I see a boy outside walking up and going, all right?
Ginger.
Like he hot. You think you could walk up more than me?
I see you.
You think you could walk up more than me?
Yes, massive in the
I'm sending out a challenge to a Sandy Point boy named Devon. You're gonna take up the challenge hour. Come if you're bad. Come if you're bad. Come if you're bad. Come if you're bad. If you're bad. I want to do it to this. I want to do it to this. We got warm up first. You just want to embarrass me early. Think I'm afraid, you know? No, we got warm up again. Let me go. Let me go. Warm up again. Warm up.
Let's go. Every guy just ring off the waist. Girl, ring off your waist. Let me see you, girl, ring off your waist. Girl, ring off your waist.
Yes, me went down. You suppose you can't come down, eh? You can't come down, eh? No, me went down so. Me a real bad girl. Me went down different. Me went down different. Yeah, see me? Are you here? See me? I touch it up, entered. I touch it up. Let me go again. We got stretch first now.
Let's go. Every guy just ring off the waist. Girl, ring off your waist. Let me see you, girl, ring off your waist. Girl, ring off your waist. Take girl, ring off your waist.
Take win, me weave kind of expensive. Take win.
Girl, put your head down.
Bring it back.
Bring it back. Put your head down. Bring it back. Girl, put your head down. Bring it back. Bring it back. Put your head down. Bring it back. Baby. Push it back. Push it back. Push it. Push it back. Push it back. Push it.
What's your name?
I grew up as a real good girl, always home, don't go nowhere. As soon as I was introduced to carnival, they say I loose, all down on the ground, walking up my bottom and it dragging all over town.
And they say I lose it.
Was never a party at my school.
Now you see why I love you. See you sweat you tired, eh?
Since I was
Me too.
used to back and now
Me not lie, me too. Long time in a dance.
and I whine it.
I feel like I just run across the bypass road.
And I don't want to
I tell you, but right now, I lose that. I sweet that.
you say this carnival have me so damn loose. Get loose, how ya? Get loose, how ya? Get loose, get
Right now, I'm bringing them. Walkers, come to. Walkers, come to. Because anytime sense you come, right? Just say yourself, it's just good vibes. Performance matters. So
Tell me why you lift up the cup and notice it almost done. Vibe so nice, can stand up and pose. What we come for is fun. Don't keep
Terisha, me now mess up my weave.
no
I like it.
all.
Me and Tootsie gonna be available tomorrow.
Tell them that we out there and money done pay. Money done pay. We money done pay. Tell them don't disturb we, let we do it ting. Let we do it ting.
May we do the thing.
We don't need no bad vibes.
Hey, it's good vibes alone. Good vibes alone. Ladies, come.
Work for me, girl. Work for me, girl. Work on your body, girl. Exercise. Work on your body, girl.
That's what text Simra. Text Cash. Tell them the tune coming next. Tell them the tune coming next.
Work out and stretch. Come exercise to the rhythm and flex. Bend on your back and your knees. Tighten your butt cheeks. Oh yes. Work those thighs up to the business. Walk to the rhythm. Firm line. Look at it. Come get your body fit. Work every muscle up.
Hey, ladies, come now. I like the way. I feel so lucky. And when you lucky deep it.
I got to say, come now, my girls, just sit down. Style it like when you are sit down. Know your body lucky and your body is a gift now. Get your body fit, come to the lucky dip now. If you feeling lucky, if you short and stocky, if you tell no worry, just bend your knees and dip.
Do the lucky day. Tell Simra and Kesh, I got to play a song for them right now. Hold on, hold on,
Turn up the mic.
that's how I tell you.
When I say I'm fed up with on,
They think it is joke I make it.
I don't want to hate on love, but sometimes I keep debating.
What she say? She say I'm the only lover.
She only friend. We make a wish. Now eat with pen. I sleep and I had a dream. Wake up and I make a vow. Soon as everything complete, we saw one now. What I do wrong again, lad? Tell me what I do wrong again. People calling me name.
What you know? All my ladies that would know say I got child, our children, and you still look good. Get up. You got a child or you have children? Like I got a daughter and a Mali. I'm gonna walk out because I look good.
Come on, can't tell you that.
Hey! Yeah, we're going to remember. I gotta remember to keep it clean. I gotta remember to keep it clean. I got to remember to keep it clean. So ladies, nice and easy. All right, this is the last lap style. So let me give him a little dancer before I ease out in here, cause what?
Take out the disc and put in a new one while you ride on me. Don't use my shoes or scare body, brace up on my body.
I tell you, take out the disc and put in a new one
while you ride on me.
This is what we call the last lap style. So here we go. Let's go. Get up, ladies. Get up, get up, get up, get up. I said get up.
Bend over and jiggle it. Bossary, that a goodie, property. Good, walk out, bossy and cockatoo. Goodie now walk with a cemetery, the backash. Properly, get wild now like a apache. From it, hey, in the face don't really matter. RDX renegade, underscore shellapos. Slide in a medium or falla. Hey, gal up, what gal up? Pain, not quick figure to you. Pain, you know say the ties make you.
Right now, make me set it to the Coswell.
Your body still feel like it never been touched yet. Don't know be a bit. If you get you out the the touch you give me, I know I'm not gonna let you go. Cause every time you touch me, you run with the boy, where was I cross? And but when you tell me say you have enough, bump body turn up, you let the ground shake when you love up. You alone let me feel like this, you alone me a share for you. No, the man it don't need makeup. Love you forever and be not break up. Till my life over, everybody know you want me lover. They give you good love, tell you like that. Anywhere you go, you must come back. Till my life over, everybody know you want me lover. They give you good love, tell you like that. Anywhere you go, you must come back.
Hey, Hey!
If you have it, stay asleep.
Right now, this name here done stay, you know.
Anyway, I go back.
Right now, this name here done stay. So when you hear this song, tell yourself who coming now. Who coming out tonight? Who coming out tonight? Me can play coming on me. I want these here too, you know.
Top dog, not the place. Top dog, not the place.
Stand up. Ready? Ready?
G them say.
When the real top dog come. Cause me want the female them top dog, you know.
G them say.
Right now, if you know say you're top dog.
Top dog, not the place. Top dog, not the place.
Hey, tell them reason.
Chop a city, cut the tail off the rat, cut the head off the snake.
When you walk out.
Top dog, not the place. Top dog, not the place. Can't style it out, better watch your mouth. Cause we have when we go east, west, north, south. Money flip, cash rule everything around me. The video when me get a couple million on me bank account. Anything me can afford. Me want every time me touch the road. Me got me pocket load. Feeling like me floating on the highest cloud. With the chopper load. Yeah, you know the code. We be smoking.
I'm going down.
I'm going Nevis. Big up Mark for me, the man cars.
The love will come like food.
Make we party.
The love will come like food.
What my Nevis family say now?
Like food.
Yo, Tasha.
The love will come like voodoo. Me wanna know what you do. No matter what, me nah leave you. The love will come like voodoo.
Watch out, me flipping right now, sir.
Stick to you, you stick to me. But we never leave. Baby, you belong to me. You want me heartbeat, me and your melody. Me got your back, you got me back, and we never agree. Sometimes me not see friends, not family. In the darkest times, I wanna blind. Still I hear me see. Go for the tattoo gun. Hear me in my heart, and me nah run. Put a mark on me heart. Can't cover it and me can't be undone. Say your name big and broad. She the feel that I come in no mind at all. Me we take it pain for you, strain for you.
Cause I told you name for me heart. So whenever you are bad,
you always a part of me. You everything I got, you everything I want, everything I need. Tattoo.
I want to talk about you. Yo, Delante, when them talk about you. Do this, the man.
Give them a sweetie.
Why I feel like yo, I enjoy myself tonight. I keep a sweat. I tired. I work hard tonight. I'm Aliante. Give me my props now. See me the friend saying, yeah, you don't ever give me my props, eh? I want it. Give them a sweetie. Sweetie. Make them so far.
Stop chat people business.
Remember.
What I done here that myself out of that and into this. We good to go, right?
Yo, baby, yeah.
We good to go?
I want to them who are inside. Let's feel it. When me rise up in decimal. Yeah, professional. Yeah.
I'm gonna play this last song because you know, so the other day him celebrated birthday, right? And we can't forget Jamie, no they know how. This was a cool youth. And we gonna end off like this. Sending this one out to Jamie, cause what?
Me give thanks, me see another day. Sometimes I just wanna run away. Mama did tell me this one not easy. If you want to take a life away, why don't take your own away? We gonna miss you, Jamie. We gonna miss you. Me never did know you too deep. But every time you play my music, you make my heart beat. I hope you rest in peace. I know you were a very good dad. And your little boy, your little girl must be sad. Must be sad. I know you on the other side. And if it was me, and if you came here, we're gonna miss you. We're gonna miss those times.
He making me nervous.
You sweaty?
Yeah, bad.
You want
I'm
napkin?
tired. He make me go split. And he not be able. I'm going to go home and go up there with some pepper and beer with some Florida water.
And soak in some bad salt.
Yeah. What's up?
Well, Sincere, thank you very much for that wonderful, wonderful segment. You are truly one of the best. And I love you about it. Like cook food. Well, welcome to another edition of 869 Forward. And tonight we have a special edition in store for everyone, which is a special Youth Forum edition, plus a few interviews that are going to be thrilling. So right now we're going to turn it straight over to Mr. Azad Gums for the Youth Panel segment of this edition of 869 Forward.
Bring you the young people of the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis. We thank you for the gifts and talents that you have bestowed upon our young people. This evening, as we showcase the youth of the Federation, we ask for your blessings on this proceeding. We pray that you will speak to the heart of our young people and inspire them to become great leaders that would encourage positive change. As we leave here tonight, may we leave recharged and ready to lead our country into a stronger, safer future. This we ask in your name, amen. We'll remain standing for the playing of the national anthem of St. Christopher and Nevis. Welcome, family! Family! This evening we have a very fun, packed night. We have the voice of the youth this evening giving presentations. Indeed, the young people of our party, the various parties, the People's Action Movement, the People's Labour Party, and the CCM, the Concerned Citizens Movement, they are dynamic and young people. And this evening, we are going to showcase the talents from the two parties especially, the People's Action Movement and the People's Labour Party. I'm going to introduce Ambassador number 1, hailing from constituency number 1, Kalia Daniel. From constituency number 2, Christian Mills. From constituency number 3, Lloydisha Rouse. From constituency number 4, Colleen Fifield. From constituency number 5, Giovanni Herbert. From constituency number 6, Trekima Hanley. From constituency number 7, Ketandra Simon. Representing constituency number 8, Shaquille Gums. Family! And our host and hostess for the youth town hall meeting, introducing Delante Lewis. And Ralcia Glasgow. You're in for a very fun, dynamic night with 10 dynamic young people, young speakers. So I turn it over to our moderators this evening.
Good night, St. Kitts Nevis. Too loud? Sorry, I'm too excited. Good night, St. Kitts and Nevis. Good night to everyone tuning and logged into our virtual youth rally tonight. And I am joined here with the lovely Ralcia Glasgow from Sandy Point, Hub City, Shan City, all the way.
Good night, good night, good night, good night. A fantastic night this evening. I sincerely enjoyed Sister Sensia, the sweetest and the baddest DJ, female DJ. I think she can compete with it. The baddest, period. Yes, we did. Give it up for Sister Sensia. And I am encouraging everyone, share the live. The youth are in the house tonight representing for their ministers. It's all about the young people tonight. And I am joined by the lovely Delante Lewis, straight out of Hub City. You get a double dose, 2 for 1 tonight, baby.
Yes, most definitely. And trust me, tonight couldn't have started any better. See, sweet Sister Sensia, she is just phenomenal. She's a phenomenal lady, and she's one of the baddest DJ in the Caribbean. Safer, stronger. So, we're going to have a good night tonight. Good night, family! Yes, we need to do a roll call.
Roll call,
because tonight is the young people night. Tonight is all about the youth SKN. We're going to have some good speakers ready to come and represent their representative. The representative that deserves to be in Parliament after June 5th. And you're going to hear all about them because this campaign is all about youth. It's all about you. It's all about me. It's all about you, Ralcie. So it's all about all of us here and even on the live. So if you're on the live from constituency number 1 representing Ian Patches Liebert, just drop some hands on the live right now. Just drop some hands on the live.
And if you're from number 2 in the house, drop some hats and represent.
And if you are from constituency number 3, drop some likes, drop some orange, because that candidate comes from the people, from the People's Labour Party, Akila Byron Nisbet. Let's go, share the live.
And if you are from number 4, where Grant is sure, let's see some yellow hats. Let's see some yellow hats.
Ralcie, how are we going to do this?
Oh.
How are we going to do this one?
Just say hub. Just say hub.
If you're from Hub City.
If you're from number 5, just say hub.
Just put down hub. Just put hub on the live.
That's too
hub on the live. Hub on the live. So if you're on the live from Sandy Point Victory, constituency number 5, where the man himself, Deputy Essential, will be sharing a next set of licks come on June 5th. Just drop something, drop anything. And guess what? We're rolling over, you know. We're rolling right over to number 6, you know. Because the lady tell me you're going to be history in the making. So, guess what? We're trying something else. Everybody trying something else.
I'm trying something else.
Ralston, you ain't have,
So you should try something else
you,
too.
you ain't tried something else yet?
Yeah, I tried something else. You see the face? I
Yes.
did try something
Because you didn't look like that this afternoon when I was canvassing. So you try something
I tried
else.
something else, and
Good.
you should try something else in
And
number
so we are
6 as
telling
well.
you in constituency number 6 to try something else. That's all. On June 5th, try something else. Let me hear you. On June 5th?
Try something else.
That's right. And then guess what? Top Dog. He ain't in the place yet, but
Top dog, you know it. Top dog, you know it.
Top Dog. So we roll right over to constituency number 7. Top Dog in the where DJ?
Again
Where the
and
DJ?
again and again.
Top
It's
Dog in
Harris
the
again
place.
and
Top
again
Dog in
and
the place.
Harris again and again and again.
Harris again.
Share the live.
Harris
Let me see
again.
representatives. Just say
Trust
Harris
me,
again
you're
and
in for a
again and
night.
again and
You're
again
in
and
for a
again.
night. And guess what? We go to the man of impact.
Impact.
The most humble man out of all.
Impact.
In my opinion,
Over
of course.
impression.
That's right.
That's right.
The Honorable Eugene Hamilton from constituency number 8. Lord, the biggest constituency in St. Kitts. I heard some figures and I can't believe that double and triple Sandy Point. Big up constituency number 8, massive on the live and in the house. Whichever house you're in tonight, big up yourself. So guess what? We are ready to begin, Ralsei. We are ready to
But first,
begin.
let's have a little chit chat. Let's take a seat and have a little chit chat.
You want to take a seat?
Yes.
Where's
You're
your
gonna
mic?
Follow me to my seat. I have my mic. Oh, my mic was stolen.
Yep.
Can I have my mic, please?
You want to have a chit chat. What we're going to talk about before we bring on our presenters. We are 6 days away from election. 6 days away from election. And trust me, Ralsei, the youths are ready.
Ready.
The
And that
youths
is why
are
we are
ready.
here today, because we want to show you, the people of St. Kitts and Nevis, that this election is different. It is totally different. And the youth are speaking. We are not afraid. We are not ashamed. And we are here to tell you why you should vote Team Unity back again come June 5th. It's as simple as that.
It's very simple.
So Delante, let's talk since I don't have a mic. Let's talk here.
Well, Ezo put it best. I can't sing, but he said, it's so amazing to see my people living in harmony. And guess what? The youths, them love the peace.
Yes.
The youths, them love the peace. DJ, walk with me tonight. The youths, them love the peace. And on election day, I believe the youths are going out in their numbers and they're going to vote to keep the peace. Because a vote for unity is a vote for peace and harmony in this country.
Safer, stronger future.
You got that right.
Safer, don't care how you turn it. It's a stronger, safer future. It's a safer,
Safer
stronger
streets,
future with
better
team
housing,
unity.
new
and
jobs.
I am so glad. I feel so proud that everyone, we don't care about what happened when Jesus was a boy. We don't want to hear it. We are interested in now. We have our own 2 eyes, our own 2 ears, and we are looking and we are watching and we like what we see. We like what we see. And because we like what we see, that is why come June 5th, we are going to re-elect Team Unity again and again and again and again and again and again and again.
Whip, whop in every box,
Don't forget,
in every
look for your hat.
constituency.
Look for your hat, look for your...
Look for the saw,
Look for the saw.
look for the
and
hammer.
over in Nevis, you're looking for...
The hammer.
You're looking for the hammer. It's as simple as that. So as I was saying, tonight is not about us. Well, I am a youth. Pull in my belly. I think I can pass as a 16-year-old tonight.
Okay, I concur.
Yes, I can pass as a 16-year-old tonight. And we are representing. And we are here. Well, they are here to tell you why. If you are an undecided voter, listen carefully. If you're an undecided voter and you don't know, you're just there like, you man into the politics. Man, now they're disturbing me for. They ain't doing nothing for me. They ain't giving me nothing. What am I going to vote for? This is your opportunity to vote. Vote for a safer, stronger future.
But Ralsei, we don't only have undecided voters, you know. You know, we have undecided politicians. Let me tell you about the undecided politicians.
Now he's going to get messy.
Let me tell you about the undecided politicians. If you woke up this morning and check your Facebook, you would have seen a post by the Honorable Marcella Liebod. Guess what she posts? Good morning, FB. What are you voting for? till now. 10, 15 years after, 6 days before election, and she don't know what the people of constituency to want.
She's an undecided voter.
She's an undecided politician. And that is why, according to the minister, we need to give her the time off down in Central. She does not know at this point in time what the youths them want. She waking up. So apparently she wanted us to come and comment and say, well, Marcel, I need this and I need. Yes, I'm telling you.
So she don't know what they want?
I'm telling you.
Well, we know what we need. We need land, we need house, we need job opportunities, we need safer streets, we need better infrastructure, and I could go on and on. So we over
can
here,
go on and on.
Somebody tag Marcella in that live
and
tell her that Valsy knows what she needs.
No, don't tag her, because she done lazy for the job. Lazy for the people are number 2, and lazy for the youth. But I'm not going to get it. I'm not going to get there. I'm not ready. We're not ready. We're not ready.
We are changing the culture of politics in St. Kitts and Nevis.
You see, I'm a change
we ain't falling
man.
out with nobody because they here can't go back, and so we ain't falling out with nobody.
Yeah.
We just minding we business.
You just got to be a change man for 4 days like Douglas and then come back and do something else. Yeah, just change up the thing. Yeah, we just got to be changed. Change for a little while. So guess what? We are ready for our first speaker, our first ambassador, our first, I don't even know what to say.
Young speaker.
Dynamic. We have some dynamic speakers tonight. Trust me, and you are in for a treat. So guess what? Share the live. Share the live.
Don't keep it to yourself.
Don't keep it to yourself. Share the live and let's get it rolling. Who is our first speaker for tonight, Ralcia?
The man who done do that. The man who done do that. Representing the Honorable Patches Loibud, who done do that, we have Kalia Daniel. Give some likes, give some love.
Yes,
for
people out there on the
Daniel.
live, make some noise in your house and bring on Kalia to the microphone.
Good night, everyone. Our host and hostesses are looking really lovely tonight. Delante, my name is Kalia. Why should I, as a young person, vote for Patches and Team Unity? The answer is quite evident. The Honorable Ian Patches Loibud and Team Unity provides proper initiatives and resolutions for the issues or challenges that we may or may not face. In regards to education, the environment, housing, and national health services. Oh, and I can't forget jobs. Just a little insight on my life. I came from a household that brewed 13 votes for this coming election. Imagine that, eh? 13 votes. And trust me, I have more chilling like ice in iced tea. The Honorable Ian Patches Loibud was the first person to give me an opportunity at the age of 22 to become a first-time homeowner. He believed in me and continued to do so. That is why he calls me the Queen of the East, Queen Kalia. Not to boast, eh? Me not boast all. Believe it or not, this wonderful government by the name of Team Unity believes in young people. Just the other day, I was in a neighborhood bar, and the bar owner said to me, Kalia, you know, you is the only young person that got a house on the Team Unity. And even though I was quite unaware of that, I was baffled. I was so baffled. I didn't reply because, you know. But I am delighted to say when Team Unity is re-elected, this government will be providing 1,800 homes for females and 1,200 homes for males.
When we roll, we don't roll alone.
Don't ask me, is the PM say it. But enough about me. This is about the young adults and why I think they should vote for Ian Patches Liburd and the Team Unity government. This is the time to join the winning team. Patches is the true man with a plan. According to him, we need to keep East Bastia moving forward for the next 10 years and keep our country at a top-tier level. And he'll do this by improving the health services at the Newtown Health Center, creating opportunities for local people to be involved in international businesses, and by establishing a crew to constituency number 1, just to name a few. Furthermore, when you look at Team Unity, you'll realize we are a team of winners. We have accomplished so much. From becoming a marquee destination cruise with over 1 million cruise passenger arrivals, and it was complemented with the construction of a brand new pier. So in the infamous words of Bob Marley, get up, stand up. It is time to make a choice for a better, stronger, safer government and re-elect the Honorable Ian Patches Liburd and the Team Unity government.
Yes, 5 years surely made a difference here in St. Kitts and Nevis. And when we say 5 more than 20, it hurt a lot of them.
It's simple maths. It's maths.
Simple
it's
maths,
there.
but you
It's
hurt a
in
lot
the
of
book.
them.
I saw it in the textbook.
I better don't say
5
it tonight.
is more than
'cause
20.
If I say 5 more than 20 tonight, it might come a lot of problem for a lot of them. So let's not say 5 more than 20, but 5 more than 20.
It really is. It really is.
Because when you look at the track record of the Team Unity government, and you start to do some adding, I'm not so good in maths.
Quick, it's quick. That's why it's called quick
skip
maths.
Miss Wiltshire class. I'm not so good in maths. But 5 more than 20, you're good in that one. 5 is more than 20. So give it up from Kalia Daniel. Give it up for her tonight with her presentation, The Queen. That's Ian Patches Liburd Queen. Give it up for Kalia.
We're moving right along to number 2. Coming into Mr. Jonel. We know Jonel never lost his seat, right? You know? I bet you didn't know that. He never, ever lost his seat.
No, tell me about it.
That's too easy. That's too simple.
He didn't last the last time?
He didn't lose.
No?
No, I can't tell you, but he didn't lose.
Okay, don't tell me that one.
Okay.
Don't tell me that part. That part for
Okay.
after.
Okay.
So guess what? We're going down into Central Bastia because the people in Central Bastia deserves real representation. And that is why the youths are rallying with John L. Powell.
I got you.
When they saw him
And you
on
got
nomination
me.
day, I think he
got
met them
you
for
and
the
you got
injunction,
me.
Ralsei. After John L.
scared.
Powell got nominated, bam, injunction.
Scared, bam. John L.
They
what you do
can't
that?
believe the youth them rallying with John
It's
L.
the
Powell.
pressure. It's the
But guess
pressure.
what? He has a vision for Central Bastia. His ideas.
And
so
he
people are
connect with the people as
gravitating
well.
to
He
that.
connect to the young people in Central.
And so Central Bastia deserves representation. Central Bastia deserves to be transformed. And guess what? On June 5th, everyone in Central Bastia and constituency number 2 has the ability to make that happen. How? By casting your votes on June 5th. And guess what? Christy Ann Mills from constituency number 2 will tell us more about why the youths of constituency 2 should cast their votes for John L. Powell.
Too easy.
Everybody in this world got a special place called home. And everybody in this world got a place called home. Whether you're not in a foreign in the
A young man, late 30s, one little precious daughter named Skylar, over 10 years practicing law, was first and still the only candidate to produce his own manifesto outlining his vision for the development of the people of Central Bastia. He's none other than Ambassador Jonelle Powell. Good evening, all. My name is Christiane Mills, and I reside in Central Bastia. My great-grandmother and Ambassador Jonelle's grandmother were neighbors since 1955, until my great-grandmother left McKnight in 1996 to live with my grandmother in New Road. For this, I am honored to be given the opportunity to speak about Jonelle Powell's vision for 2020 and beyond. Ambassador Jonelle Powell, our representative for constituency number 2, contested the 2015 general election and was unsuccessful in securing his seat. However, this never stopped him from lobbying very hard on behalf of the people of Central Bastia, the young, the old, and the in-between. In doing so, he created a much better atmosphere for all of us in Central Bastia. Some of Ambassador Powell's projects that were petitioned for during these last 5 years include improving safety for after dark residents and drivers by installing street lights to Shadwell and Pine Gardens. He ensured that the Gardens housing complex on the Bay Road was renovated, inclusive of installation of a new sewage treatment plant, as well as the renovation of the West Bus Line terminal and upgrading the ferry terminal. Another thing that he did during this time was to create opportunities for home ownership by providing bigger and better homes for many constituents. Jonelle Powell was also instrumental in initiating the Peace Initiative. His contribution to suggestions and recommendations were well received. Even though he wasn't elected, he was still active and continued to work hard, ensuring that the streets are safer for our families and the communities. Can you imagine what he would do for us in Central Bastia when he is elected? Ambassador Powell's vision for 2020 and beyond is all about the people. It is clear to see in his vision that Central Bastia, it is our time now. Outlined in his vision are scholarships for young people to be trained at university and return home to help the community to be a better and safer place. He is rallying for more jobs for young people in all areas. He wants to help young people to become entrepreneurs with a central center of innovation to mentor young people because he values the future of this country, the younger generation. McKnight was once an entrepreneurship community where you would find small businesses on every street you turn, be it Fort Thomas Road rum shops or buying food and stamps. It was also a vibrant sporting community. Lots of talented and athletic people came out of the McKnight community, and although they had their struggles, they were still a proud people. The redevelopment and transformation of McKnight and Central Bastia is something that Jonelle is very passionate about. Also, part of his vision is the construction of a boardwalk on Irish Town Bay Road that will benefit the fishermen and families, and by extension, the community. A facelift redevelopment of the public market is another project in his plans for Central Bastia. This will feature a 2-story building for more space and attractiveness. He wants to uplift the people of Central Bastia. Whether you are a man, woman, or child, Jonelle will fight for you. The peace and tranquility being enjoyed today was what Jonelle fought for, to protect our fathers, uncles, and brothers. 2020 is our time now, Central Bastia, for job opportunities and scholarships. 2020 is our time for a stronger and brighter future. Now more than ever, Ambassador Jonelle Powell is poised to win the constituency number 2 seat in this year's general election. People of Central Bastille, Jonelle Powell's got your back.
Thank you so much, Ambassador from number 2. As she rightfully said, she said a lot. That's a lot of vision. That's a lot of ideas. That's a lot of Jonelle.
Yes, it is. Yes,
That's
it is.
a lot of Jonelle on June 5th.
And I believe him. Jonelle, I believe you.
So, we're going to move straight into number 3 and number 4 because we have a dance tonight.
Yes, we do.
And I know the people on the live well want to see this dance. And these dancers are coming straight out of
Hub City.
So, we're going straight into our speaker from number 3.
From Aquila's constituency, Lloydisha Rouse.
Put your hands together, drop some likes right there on the live.
Thank God for life. Look in the mirror, say yes, I'm the best, 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 best. Way too blessed, 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 blessed. Yes, I'm the best, 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 best. Way too blessed, 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 blessed. No matter what you try, you could never be me, never I. Keep petting from the side, make me take this thing well worldwide, wide.
Good night. First, I would like to thank God for his blessing upon our beloved Federation, St. Kitts and Nevis. We can truly say that under the Team Unity government, things have gotten much better. Since I've known Aquila, she is very humble, respectful, and caring. When the news broke about the closing of Ocean Terrace Inn and that I will be out of a job, Aquila was one of the first to call me. That's the kind of representative we want in West Bastille, someone who cares for us. Aquila have done so many meaningful things within constituency number 3, and I am convinced that when she's elected, she will do much more. So I'm encouraging all within West Bastille to come on out on June the 5th and vote for Aquila Byron Nisbet. Yes, vote for the star. Vote for a bigger, brighter, better future. She can do it. She will do it for me and for you.
Nice, short and sweet. Short and sweet. Aquila can do.
Short and sweet, what the mic? Very short. Very short.
Aquila can do for you.
Aquila can do for you. Aquila can do for you in number 3. Aquila can
do for me, and Aquila can
do for. I thought Sean could do for you. Which one?
Stop minding people business. Aquila can do for you too. Aquila can do for all of us. And that
Aquila
is the
can
point.
do for all of us. And so we're moving right along, and we're going down into the dancing constituency.
Oh, champion.
Which constituency
Only one man is showing number 4, eh? I keep hearing rumors about something else going on, but I know that only Grant is sure in number 4.
Listen to me, only one man
Only
could be
one
sure.
man.
Because if the next man ain't even know when is election, there's no surety at all. There's no surety. And
We
so
missed
the
election.
young people know better.
We know better.
We know better. And constituency number 4 youths, they are saying they know better.
And Grant for sure in number 4. On June 5th, get the date, on June 5th, 2020. Grant for sure in number 4. Share the live, people. Get some love, and let's welcome
So guess what?
the youth
We're gonna
ambassador.
chant it out. We're going to chant it out. Number 4, Colin Fifield.
Colin
you say,
Fifield.
Grant
For sure in number 4. Grant for sure in number 4.
Grant for sure in number 4.
Colin, you have to dance. You have to dance. Let's
Yes,
go. Let's
Colin.
go. Come.
You have to dance like a minister.
Hey.
Hey. Hey. How you look at June 6? How you look at June 6? Champion. Pull up DJ, pull up DJ, pull up DJ, pull up DJ, pull up DJ. Cause I'm not calling in the church. Pull up DJ, let's go.
Dance, but me and me minister, we're going for dancing class.
but we dancing into June 6th. Champion, champion. A pleasant good evening to the people of constituency number 4. And a blessed evening to everyone who is listening tonight via FB Live, YouTube, radio, or television on Channel 95. This evening, I stand here with great enthusiasm to endorse the man for number 4, the Honorable Lindsey Grant. Grant for sure in number 4.
Champion, 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 champion.
Why am I going to vote for Mr. Grant June 5th? Because, 1, I have a 5-year-old, I have to think about his future. 2, I was victimized from 2011 until being employed under this administration. I am now the finance clerk at the Ministry of International Trade. Grant for sure in number 4.
Champion, 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 champion.
While I was preparing this endorsement speech for this evening, my mind flooded with all the achievements of the Honorable Lindsey Grant for his 5 years as parliamentary representative of Constituency 4. Firstly, I would like to acknowledge the Honorable Lindsey Grant and his Team Unity government for the Old Road Bay Rehabilitation Project that is very near completion. A $31 million project for the safety and protection of the people for number 4, and to a greater extent, persons who are not residents of number 4, but utilize the Old Roadway for the purpose of commute. The Old Road Bay Rehabilitation Project mitigates against falling rocks from the hillside and damage from the sea, a problem we, the constituents of number 4, have dealt with for years, 20 years and more, and they ain't do a thing. Soon, we will not only be protected from falling rocks from the hillside as we drive across the Old Road Bay, but we will also not have to worry about the Old Road Bay becoming damaged from the waves of a hurricane or a tropical weather system. Secondly, we, the constituents of number 4, must applaud the Honorable Lindsey Grant for the current installment of new lighting equipment at the virtual playing field, which serves as a venue for many sporting events within the community. These include the Terry William Primary School and the Virtual High School Annual Sports Day. The virtual playing field also serves as a place of training for St. Thomas Trinity Strikers and the track and field and football athletes from the nearby primary and high schools. Hence, these new lighting equipment will allow these athletes to train later in the evening without worrying about poor lighting. We salute you, Mr. Grant. You are a true champion.
Champion, 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 champion.
Thirdly, the constituents of number 4 are thankful to the Honorable Lindsey Grant for the construction of 50 affordable and spacious houses within the constituency of number 4. Although I have listed 3 significant projects that were undertaken by the Honorable Lindsey Grant, we cannot turn a blind eye to his other successful projects that are equally important. The Honorable Lindsey Grant has also delivered water distribution lines in Challengers, constructed a clubhouse and seating area at the Challengers playfield, as well as a barrier along Godwin Gut waterway to prevent houses from becoming flooded during heavy rainfalls. Therefore, when I think of these successful projects, I can only stand here beaming with a sense of joy for the works of my representative, the champion, the Honorable Lindsey Grant.
Champion, 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 champion.
However, in my opinion, one of the most important projects that the Honorable Lindsay Grant has provided is the breakfast program at the Tyrrell Williams Primary School. The breakfast program, that is a now 5 days a week program offered by Lindsay Grant himself, caters to over 125 students who attended the Tyrrell Williams Primary School. Not only that, he extended it to the Virtuals High School, and he ain't using no taxpayers' money out of his pocket. What kind of man he be? A loving man, a compassionate man. Lindsay for sure in number 4.
Champion, champion, champion.
The Honorable Lindsay Grant is committed to keeping our beloved constituency at large, our federation, moving in the right direction. That is why we, the constituents of number 4, must vote for the champion. We must vote for a bigger and better, stronger and safer community for our people. We must vote for the Honorable Lindsay Grant for further upgrades to the child care centers throughout community, throughout our constituency. We must vote for Honorable Lindsay Grant for the completion of Old Road Bay and the Fisheries Complex. We must vote for upgrades across the constituency for drivers, the new roads in Stonefort Heights, Green Acres, Conyers, and as well as the new road from Old Road to Phillips's. And we must vote for the construction of a recording studio in Virtuals for the talented artists within the community, like myself. Hey! Considering all of these, I am confident that the only choice for constituency number 4 is in this upcoming election is none other than my representative, my boss, my Minister of Tourism, the Honorable Lindsay Grant.
Champion, champion, champion.
After this election, I know, and the entire area of constituency number 4, from Challengers to New Guinea, knows that the Honorable Lindsay Grant is the man for constituency number 4. We are moving forward with the Honorable Lindsay Grant come June 5th and not the 5th of May. We, the constituents of number 4, have to go out in our large numbers. We're going to be the first in line. Tell you, the polling stations are open 7 a.m. We there from 6. We ain't got no joke to make come the 5th of June. So it's Honorable Lindsay Grant for a safer and a stronger constituency number 4. So what we say? Grant for sure in number 4. Let me hear you.
Champion.
In number 4. He's a champion. Let's go.
Champion. Everybody knows say bravo a champion.
I'm loving it, Ralphie. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. I'm loving
I
it. I'm
can
loving
feel
it.
the heat, Colleen. You left the mic steaming. Steaming. Grant for sure. In number 4. If you didn't know, you know.
Let me tell you something. I don't tell you, all of them confused. They're not sure. One of them still asking why people should vote, and the next one ain't even know when his election. They're all confused.
He missed. He was asleep. We don't know.
No, we have to behave on the life.
No message.
So guess what? We just had 4 speakers from constituency 1, 2, 3, and 4. But guess which constituency next? Which constituency next?
Don't let me get all boasting up here, You know me is the mayor,
Get
you know me is the mayor,
Get boasting. Which constituency next?
Hub
City.
Sean
we
City,
go right
Hub
down
City.
to Sandy Point, constituency number 5, because the people them are saying that 5 is more than 20. And 20 years of neglect of the people of constituency number 5. And they had enough. And so they voted in a man called Sean Richards. And let me tell you something to everyone out there in constituency number 5. Make sure you get one of this. You see this? Make sure you get it. He full up of things.
Full of nice
He
things.
full up of things.
Nice things.
He full up of things that he did and that he is ready to do when elected on June 5th. But to me, he done elected, eh?
We're not having any elections, you know. We're just
I don't
playing
know why
along
they
with
having
it.
election in
we
number
just
5.
we just don't want to feel left out, so we just
And
we're
we don't-
really having an election
So
in
on
number
June
5.
5th, we're doing it big, and we're doing it big tonight. So guess what? We have a dance straight
See,
out of
Boston,
Hub
we be?
City.
We bring a whole dance.
Hub dancers. Hub City
We
dancers.
just nice. Things just nice in SP, you know.
So let's-
we like it like this in SP.
DJ have that? DJ have that? DJ have to have that song. No, he
we-
have
no,
to have
we
that
don't-
song. He had champion, he had to have this song. So, let us turn our attention over to the dancers. And we'll be right back with the speaker for number 5.
Stick and stay, share the live.
Yeah, SP, Patrice again. Hey, I know you're watching Ocean walking hard for way. I know you're seeing what he bringing for you. Fixing up SP in many ways. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Sean, we love you. And I could tell you love us too. We feel you. We could feel your loving pushing through. Just know we vote for you. You need to light up the playfield from way. Light it up. Pave the roads them from way. Pave it up. Build new stations from way. Build it up. You know we voting for you. Land team unity buy back plan. Money pay back. House build up. School fix up. Sean care for way. Sean care for way. SP like you like this. Just like this. We like you like this. Just like this. We like you like this. Just like this. We like it like this. Just like this. We like it like this. We like it like this. We like it like this. SP like it like this. I know gimmicks. I know tricks. 2020 Sean sharing relics.
It's like a movie. Unity win them in real life.
Same kids. Oh, 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 oh. Family. Watch a style, yeah. 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 Ha, 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 ha. 2024 unity. Man, and they have to lose, man, they have to win. Put in the works that we have to stack a couple mil. Flu sick, like we just catch any disease. I don't got no time for labor. We not got no time for labor. Just come out election day. Make sure you put the X in the right place. Checking at the box where you must see the vote. Unity government give people hope. Build up the houses, fix up the roads. Make sure local artists are short and golden. Somebody call it PM, make me show them. A couple chick they up his sleeve. Man, I'm not petty thief, get the cheese. Money and Miss Jeff Philip. 2024 unity. Man, and they have to lose, man, they have to win. Put in the works that we have to stack a couple mil. Flu sick, like we just catch any disease. I don't got no time for labor. We not got no time for labor. Just come out election day. Make sure you put the X in the right place. 2024 unity. Man, and they have to lose, man, they have to win. Put in the works that we have to stack a couple mil. Flu sick, like we just catch any disease. I don't got no time for labor. We not got no time for labor. Just come out. Hey, Mr. Shake, you did that.
Find really more than 20 20 years, $2 billion. Still take us to the IMF. Can't pay sugar workers. Stop people increment. And you want next chance? Labour want change the name and call themselves next gen. But they record they so ashamed, so they not use the name again. So they want to come full and bamboozle it to get back in government. They will say and do anything, but you know we not trust them. So when they come by your gate, tell them that they're too late. We don't have your unity to straighten the country. Visa free access to Canada, gone. Not labor again. You take us to the IMF, gone. Not labor again. Some only lands on you, but then gone. by Blackberry. Not Labour again. You done mash up the country. Give vehicle to everybody. When the money got full of valley. Now you want to come back a full week. When it come to the crime problem, Labour had the solution. Like water run off of the back, you say that's how we go run. Now the guys have come together, now we got peace in the country. Like you vex, you want cry, you prefer see them die. So when they come by your gate, tell them not to too late. We don't have your unity to straighten the country. When it come to crime, not Labour again. Like you people see people die, not Labour again. And the youth the crime rate was climbing, not Labour again.
We move into Sandy Point tomorrow. We will capture new territory in Sandy Point. Not one man stand alive, all man dead or wounded.
Every Sandy Pointer knows that a vote for Kenny is a vote for Dougie. For 20 years, we were denied proper infrastructure. Labour sold off our lands, infested Fig Tree with frogs and mosquitoes.
On behalf of the staff and students of the Sandy Point High School,
we named Sandy Point High School without consultation, denied us lights at the sporting facilities, offered no real support, and gave us a Dougie at La Valley. Plus, we all know Kenny can't cut it.
Starting to teach at the primary school, I was placed in charge of sports. The primary school, as I said before, had a roll of about 73, 74 students.
Representing 3,000 plus people. Ain't no primary school football match. SP know who Kenny is.
Kenny, David, Kwamba, Alfonso, Bridgewater, Douglas.
And more importantly, SP know who Kenny is not. It's SP we're the best be. And Labour has always given us less than we deserve. So not Kenny, not Labour, and definitely not Douglas again.
That's right. And guess what? That is why Sandy Point say they like it like this.
Just like that.
No
Big
more
up
neglect.
those dancers, Delante. I saw you.
I saw Asher Jones.
I saw
Asher Jones.
Asher and the team. Big up, straight out of
Job
Hub
well
City.
done.
Job well done.
And let me tell you something. This is in a time like this, I've never seen the people of Sandy Point so happy in an election like this one, going into this one. Because they are pleased with the work that Sean Richards have put in that constituency. And on June 5th, they're saying, we cannot go back to this.
We like it like this.
They like it like this.
We like it like this.
They
And
like
we
the
are sending a
representative like this.
clear message to the opposition. Don't get me wrong, Kenny is our friend. He's our friend. But we like it like this.
Yes.
Just like this.
Kenny's our friend, but all Douglas spell alike.
Yeah, all Douglas spell Douglas. Sorry, me boy.
All Douglas spell alike.
So Kenny will always be our friend and Sean will always be our representative. It's as simple as that.
Simple as that. We like it like this.
Just like this.
We like Ralsei could sing, man.
Don't boost
So
me.
guess what? We're going into, we're already in constituency number 5. So we're going to bring on our speaker from constituency number 5. Who is that, Ralsei?
Giovanni Herbert, hub, drop some light.
Sandy Point
Drop some
Massive!
love.
Come quick!
I know you're watching, now I'm walking up a ways. Nobody good, you wanna bet me for a pace. You wanna hold me down and lock me up for days. Oh yeah. Patrice, I want it. I want you. And I could tell.
Before we begin, I need the host and the hostess back here. You come, gather around.
Remember social distancing, eh?
A clear picture to the people of Sandy Point. Just to show you guys that we got the Honorable Sean Kerry Richards back. How you like it? How you like it?
Just like this.
Good.
I know you're watching, now I'm walking up a ways. Nobody good, you wanna bet me for a pace.
From the proud, resilient, and industrious people of Sandy Point, a warm and pleasant good evening is extended to all. Tonight, my task is simple, yet exciting, great, yet humbling. I stand here with tremendous honor to endorse the next representative for Constituency 5
Sandy Point, and Fig Tree. The Honorable Sean Kenrick Richards. But permit me, however, a few minutes to tell you, the people of St. Kitts and Nevis, why we, the people of Sandy Point, like it like this. The elderly people like it like this. The middle-aged people like it like this. The young people, we love it like this. Some 15 years ago, 5, that's Jacinth. 5, that's 10, that's Narden. 5, they send back Narden again. Another 5, they send Kenny. The young people stand tall with our representative. He has in the last 15 years shown tremendous concern and commitment to our sporting needs and facilities. The Honorable Sean Richards granted our wishes to our very own tennis court. Ralsei, Serena Williams, Delante, Rafael Nadal. At the new recreation ground, the grounds are now properly lit and was upgraded with booth for bars, a clubhouse, and a play area for children. In Sandy Point, our elders reminded us that we once dominated in the sporting arena, and as such, the minister has enhanced our hard court by resurfacing the basketball and netball court, adding backboards and bleachers to amplify and beautify the area. The hard court area is not only a place for sporting engagement, but also social gatherings, an entertainment hub in Sandy Point. As Minister of Education and Youth Empowerment, the Honorable sees it best to invest in the educational advancement of the young people in Sandy Point. The Sandy Point Primary, my alma mater, received a new computer lab and extension to expand offices. Sandy Point High School also received a facelift and proper restoration with roof and floor repairs and an upgraded computer lab. In the eyes of our young people, the dedication that the minister has shown to ensure the youths in his constituency can own land and are afforded the opportunity to own their own home is remarkable. Did you give me something? Did you give me something? Give me something.
I know you're watching, now I'm walking up my ways. Nobody good, you wanna bet me for a pace. You wanna hold me down and lock me up for days. Oh yeah, yeah.
Young people in Sandy Point and Fig Tree are steadily taking advantage of this initiative and are investing in being homeowners. We are forever thankful for this opportunity, as most of prime lands in Sandy Point was swapped for debt by the previous Douglas-led administration. Providing the necessary infrastructure and roads to facilitate these houses is also a priority for the minister. His last term saw the start of what promised to be a first-class built police station that will include a fire station, magistrate courts, and a customs office. But to be quite honest, I let them to lock me up because it's a hotel they have. This modern day facility will add to the development of the community and will create jobs for the young and not so young qualified persons in Sandy Point and surrounding villages. We have come so far and have seen the young men in Sandy Point embrace the peace initiative from the Team Unity government and are now investing in business ventures for long-term stability. We, the young people, are proud of our representative. I encourage all persons to go out on June 5th and vote for the hat, the saw, the hammer, because in number 5, we'll be voting for the hat for Sean Richards. Some of the upcoming plans in Sandy Point and Fig Tree includes building a new preschool to better accommodate the toddlers. By the time then, I have my child. Building a bypass road
for Sandy Point to ease the tedious traffic and make pedestrians safe. And of course, continue to build more and bigger affordable houses so we continue to live in our beloved Sandy Point, where the best be. To my fellow young people in the entire Federation, I urge you to re-elect the Team Unity government for a stronger, safer, and brighter future. The Honorable Shanka Richards will return to office come June 5th, 2020. And in Sandy Point, we'll once again show you how we like it, how we love it like this. Hub, hub, hub.
Don't let me butterfly, you know. Don't let me butterfly, you know. Don't let me butterfly, you know. So we like it like this, just like this, just like this. Yes, yes, yes. The young people of Sandy Point like it just like this. Come June 5th is more. What you could imagine the licks? You don't count the licks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So much licks.
It's a lot of licks.
It's a lot of licks for
right now I feel like tonight is Sean night. And it ain't Sean night. Tonight is a youth night.
Yes,
but I feel like it's Sean night still.
Yes, it is.
So Sean night / youth night. We too biased.
Yeah, we too biased. Y'all did wrong to put
but
me
guess
in the
what?
line to here.
That is how
We
Sandy
like
Point
it.
like it.
Just
On June 5th, Sandy Point going to vote for Sean Richards because
again,
a
and again, and
deputy
again.
is essential to a good government, and one good government deserves an next. That is how Sandy Point like it. And on
Just
June
like
5th,
that.
every Tuk Moon Sambagoy get to vote.
Peter Paul, me neighbor
Each one
and
of
all.
them.
And if you know me neighbor, you know what I'm talking about. He voting for Sean. don't
And
stop
guess
him.
what? If you're from St. Paul's and if you're an Indian and you're not registered in Sandy Point, don't come.
Tap where you live.
Tap where you live. Who out, stay out.
And
And
who in, stay
in. Come to our Prime Minister. The border closed.
Pants and shut.
It's the same in Sandy Point. The border's closed.
But
in
remember,
Sandy Point.
our compadres in number 6. You know,
Yes.
they're on a different beat now.
Yes.
And they're gonna try something new.
Well, I'm very glad that they know some of them gone back over into number 6. There's no spreading out in this election. Everybody remain in their constituency and vote. And so guess what? Everyone, no, not everyone, majority of the people in constituency 6, they also feel neglected just like the people in
right
Sandy
up.
Point. And
Fed
guess what?
right up.
On June 5th, a lot of them in Date Bay, Parsons,
Sadlers,
even St. Paul's.
even Lynches.
What are they singing? What are they singing?
Try something new.
Try something else. And so guess what? We're going right down into constituency number 6, where the people of number 6 will try something else on June 5th. And so we're going to bring the ambassador from number 6 to tell us why the people of 6 will choose
Minky Williams.
Nice.
Everybody in this world got a special place called home. And everybody in this world got a place called home. Whether you're in a foreign in the country, rep your area code. Check the area code, me rep me area code. Anywhere me go, you know me touch the road like this, touch up the road like this, touch up the place like this, like.
A pleasant good night to everyone. My name is Shrekima Hanley, and I am a resident of constituency number 6. We have seen over the years communities within our constituency being neglected, and we need representation. We need a reliable, effective, wise, young candidate to run for constituency number 6. Harris's Village needs a revamped infrastructure. We need to see our playfields fenced and our netball and basketball court renovated in Sadlers. Also, the reopening of the Sadlers National Bank branch, a modern fishing complex in Date Bay, a sporting facility in Newton Ground, community centers, roads, and bigger homes to the constituency. So this election, we have to try something else. That is Mr. Kevin Ninky Williams, a man of his word, a man you can rely on. He has shown us that he is able to work constructively and flexibly in the community. We can count on Mr. Kevin Ninky Williams for a stronger, safer future. So on June 5th, we are going to try something else. Forward ever, backward never.
We're going good, Ralsei.
Yes,
we're going good tonight. And if you're enjoying the youth rally tonight, just continue to share it, love it, like it.
Tell a friend, tune in.
Tune in. This is the place to be. Countdown is on. 6 more days, and the youths are saying unity again and again.
And again.
Boy, so we have 2 more to go. So we're going over to the top dog.
In the place, top dog, in the place.
We're going over into constituency number 7. Let me not do that. Let me not do that before I get a lawyer. We're going over into constituency number 7.
The Lixman.
And we're going to bring the ambassador to tell us why the people of constituency number 7 and the youths, of course, are going to re-elect the Honorable Timothy Harris.
Harris again. Harris
DJ. Again. I don't think. Hey. So we're marching on June 5th, Friday. Early out, keep them out. Ketanja, let's go. And bring home my next trophy.
Good night, my family. Now, as we know, we are approaching the big day, slowly but surely. I'm not here to talk for too long, but just to remind you why we, the people of Constituency 7, will be putting the X by the SAR. Dr. Harris has been working tirelessly for this country, for his community, and for his constituency especially. For example, we've seen new homes being distributed in Atleys, Lodge, Molineux, Phillips's, Christchurch, Mansion, Tabernacle, and Bellevue. The people are now happy that they can live comfortably in the space of their own homes. We've also seen hundreds of these families benefit from the government's poverty alleviation program, as you may know it, the $500 program, help with paying their bills, buying their groceries, and their other necessities. Take a look at our infrastructure. The new roundabout, the new multi-purpose community center in Atleys Village, the new state-of-the-art health center in Tabernacle, the upgrading of the Mary Child's Hospital. These are just some of the things Dr. Harris did in the 5 little years that he had. So imagine when we give him 5 more. The people of Constituency 7 are delighted to have such a caring and loving representative. And we are prepared to go out on June 5th and put the X by the SAR. Great leadership, great representative. Of course, one good term deserves another. So look at me. June 5th, on election day, I will be going to my polling station and putting my X by the SAR. I am readily prepared to vote for Harris again. I thank you.
DJ, you don't have Harris again, the walk-up one. You want to walk up fast. Harris again. Harris again.
We can mix this.
Harris again and again and again and again and again.
Harris again. You gotta do this too, you know. They say you got to do this. Harris again and again and again and again and again. Is this about them, you know? You got to do about it in them, you know. You got to do Harris again and again. You are talking.
Delighted, you're very messy. You're very, very, very messy.
We're going good.
We're going good.
And guess what?
The last youth ambassador in the Greenest Valley. So I have heard, I don't have any proof, but I heard they have the green valleys over there.
Everything after Sandy Point, of course. Yes, definitely.
From Keon to St. Peter's, the man of impact over Impression. The humble man, as you mentioned. The man for the people of constituency number 8. They're going to bring it home big. Huge. It's team unity or nothing. It's as simple as that. Team unity or nothing.
So true. So guess what? We're going down into number 8. Our final ambassador for tonight. Sad. It was going so good.
Yes, yes.
So, help me welcome to the podium, Ralsei and everyone on the live. Right over in number 8, ambassador number 8, the Honorable Eugene Hamilton. We're not welcoming Eugene Hamilton, you know. The ambassador for number 8. Let's welcome Shaki.
Family. Good night. My name is Shakil Gomes, representing for constituency number 8. Eugene Hamilton, Mr. Impact. He's such an honorable man, a caring man, a precious man who cares about his constituents in number 8. Look at the pretty houses that he has made for his constituents in number 8. Look at St. Peter's. Look at Keon. Look at Keys. Look all over in constituency number 8. You can surely say that Mr. Hamilton is the man for you. Come out on June 5th and vote for Mr. Hamilton, for he is the man for the plan. Mr. Impact, for you and I thank you.
Short and sweet, short and sweet, short and sweet.
We must win.
We done win. We done win.
In number 1, in number 2, in number 3, in number 4, in number 5, in number 6, in number 7, and number 8. So yes, ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end of this show. We have more in store for you, so stick and stay, and thank you very much.
It was a pleasure being here, ladies and gentlemen.
Hearing from the youths.
Hearing from the youths and hearing why they and yourself should vote for Team Unity. Thank you for having me, and stick and stay.
See you guys.
We are now one of the best small island independent states in the world.
The last 5 years have seen so much for the people of Central Basti and this country on a whole. I can't wait to see another term of unity.
To see my people looking for the family.
West Bastia deserves representation that puts the people of West Bastia first.
My only goal right now is to fight for the people of constituency number 4 and bring home this thing.
Look how the place full of us again. Look how the place full of energy.
This government has performed on behalf of the people of Sandy Point.
From in a different community, life on a game, we don't want to be enemies.
It is very clear we have a caring government which have the interests of our people first.
Choose hope over despair. Choose unity over division.
Look how the nation is on the rise. Look how the place just full of vibes. East and west got to civilize. Our twin federation is on the rise.
That's Prime Minister. I am satisfied
that when you voted and you gave Team Unity the opportunity to serve you, you made the best choice for St. Kitts and Nevis.
Look at me for link with me brother them. From in a different community. Yeah. Life on a game, me don't want to be your enemy. Peace don't exist in violent heart. And it does not mean to be in a society where there is no noise, trouble, or hard work. But to be in the midst of it with a calm heart. Let's show some love.
Hey, make sure you did that.
La da 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 da. Double M, with the girl and them, bring the girl and them. Watch this. Double M,
what?
with the girl and them.
I that myself. Turn me up in the mic.
You girl over there, time to make a movie.
Check.
Girl over there,
Check.
we make a movie.
We call this party a round two.
Double M.
We call this party a round two.
Bring the girl and them.
Round two. Come back. You girl over there. Log on. This is called the party vibes, where we get mad. So come.
Bend over. Showtime. Bend over. Showtime. Bend over. Showtime. Bend over. Give me the blockbuster. No, don't put it on the gong. Showtime. Showtime.
Don't forget, right after this one here, we got live interviews. Of course, you know the man Shandon in the place, you know. And he look like he ready. Anything I'm out of them ask you, I gotta deal with it. So don't you dare move. Make we party, guys. Who with me?
You see the party,
Simra.
the party, bono party. You see the party there, the party lit, the party lit, the party turn up, the party lit,
The party lit. The party lit. The party turn up. The party lit.
Yes, I am. Bend over. Yo, sexy Tunisia, big up the English family all the way up there in England. And the massive and long up on the live YouTube, Facebook. ZIZ. Yo, let's go. Right now, me say, it's your girl, sister Sensei. So, ladies, every girl. I want to carry you back a little bit. Tasha, I want to carry you back a little. I wonder if I could remember these tunes, am I? Like, you think you could remember these tunes? Maybe ask you. Let me go back a little bit right now. This is the sickest song. Let's go back a bit and party. Let's go. Yo, Scotty.
Wanna ride or ride? Wanna ride or ride? Wanna ride or ride? Let me know.
I see mommy just log on.
Man and woman,
I see me mother, one them must be here.
see them whining in the parliament, them shaking. Bloody left and on the
Yo,
right.
friends, mommy log on. I'm vexed to teach about Facebook.
I want to show them right. I want to show them back. Just want to show them back.
Yo, Woodley, let's go, man.
We go jam it in the morning.
Sexy Tricia, talk to me now, man. We going back. asked me who had me come here tonight. Tasha, somebody just asked me who had me come here tonight. Am I who had me come tonight? Different and nice. This song. You know it? Oh, you know it? Say yaga yo, yaga yeah. Yo, Dan, a party tonight in a sour. Yo, Latoya, pick up me English friend. Somebody say go back. Somebody say go back. Deva, you know about this tune? Let's go back. Right now, you see everybody on top of the live right now. You see people who are watching, people on YouTube. Everybody who are watching me right now. Tell them say we don't wanna jam with nothing but no more. You know why? We played something we've heard before. I wanna jump up in style. What they say we don't wanna jam with nothing but no more. You know why? We played something we've heard before. I wanna jump up in style. Do the dance. Jamming. I said, factory party now. Tasha, remember we used to go Antigua for carnival? You want me to tell them? Let's go. go back some more now. Watch me go back some more now, man. Watch me go back some more. Don't you remember this one? You remember this one? All the folks on the line. You remember this one? Yo, Janet, tell me. Unity party in a sense, you there. We jamming still, we jamming still. We jamming still. Look right again, Mala Juve. We jamming still. Last lap, we jamming still. Abandon, we jamming still. Look right again, hell yeah. The new vibes right again. Let's read the new way. Somebody say sense, you turn it up, turn it up, turn it up. You sure you want me bring back some tunes to turn it up? Raphael, remember this? You remember this as I come now? Turn it up, turn it up, turn it up. You remember this? Different. You see how me come back? You see how me come back? I come back. What is? Must be the sugar band, baby. Too easy. Serving. What's going on? Silence. Talk to me now. Trust me, fire. Tell your friends them log on. And to see tonight, tell them. My dogs, say roots, say laws, represent the sugar cause. I gotta look at me, let me tell you. My dogs, say roots, say laws, represent the sugar cause. I gotta look at me. What? Mami no chichi man, mami no chichi man, mami no chichi man. Raise a hand, raise a hand. Mami no chichi man, mami no chichi man, mami no chichi man. Raise a hand. Walk something on there. I'm coming, Simba, I'm coming. I want to hear a part in this here first. I want to hear it. I want to hear it. I want to hear it. No service charge, no service charge. No service charge. No service charge. Blaze. Put the key in the ignition. Walk something on there. Walk something. Come on. Put the key in the ignition. Left to right, tell it. That's it, no part I want to hear. I bet you can't tell me. No service charge, no service charge. I used to say for Amma, but he look like she got a man now. Me not before nothing, so I can't say Amma, you got a man, right? No service charge, no service charge. What the ladies they want? What the ladies they want? A real man. What the ladies they want? Tell me now. Ladies, what you want? Tell me now, come. She want a real man. She want a real man. Not you. She want a real man. She want a real man. To walk it, to walk it, to walk it, to walk it. You want to hear Smarlax? You want to hear Smarlax? To walk it, to walk it. She want a real man. I tell her we're going back tonight. Yo, come, one man. One man, you sit on my let's go. That's just what Misha put on the wall. You see what she got put on the wall? A big problem in town, and we need a solution. Tell her the chance I drive, don't deal with key. Press button. Press button. And they want to dance. But some people ain't up, so they gather up in and they sing the answer out the band. This many answer man. They can't get on band. Let me do it now, first one. Yes, Lisa. Yes, Elvie. How to walk up like ants in your pants? How to do it? How to do it? Man, how to do it? Ladies! Amali, how to walk up like ants in your pants? Ask me sexy friend next to you. hands in your pants. Western time now. Ladies, come now, walk up like hands in your pants. Yes, step on. Just up in your pants. Come now, walk up like hands in your pants. Let's go. In your pants.
You're hiding. Left foot up, down, walk up. Right foot up, down, walk up. Left foot up, down, walk up.
I'll come now. Two of you, come here now. Come now. Put you, come now, man. Come here, come now. And she know she's sexy now. I can all shy earlier, but I'm shy. And she know she look good enough. Yeah, I got join in, you know. I got join in, cause I learn it. Wait, that's let me pull up my pants a little bit. Make sure I ain't too tight. Yeah. Because here we're going on. I see them do something earlier, they're gonna embarrass me, you know. Let me go. I'm coming. Come now. I'm coming. I'm dancing tonight. I'm really exercising tonight. You look pretty. I like you. Weird. He kind of fooled me just now. Because I didn't me hear the waist part. So I did kind of last. I gotta catch up now.
Left foot up, down, walk up. Right foot up, down, walk up. Left foot up, down, walk up. Right foot up, down, walk up. Leg up, girl. Put your leg up, girl. Leg up, girl. Put your leg up, girl. Leg up, girl. Leg up, girl. Leg up, girl. Put your leg up, girl. Raise up your foot, girl. Raise up your foot, girl.
See she gonna embarrass me. She know my foot can't go up there. Cause me gonna me can't go up there. You gonna come?
You're hiding.
Every party!
Left foot up, down, walk up. Right foot up, down, walk up. Left foot up, down, walk up. Right foot up.
I wanna play one, right? And this one we're gonna play. They got in my father mixed up. And you know I'm proud of my daddy from a long time. So right now, I'm go home and big up mixed dogs. Big big, come now. I tell you.
This is a tribute to the pioneers who for all these years brought music this far. Like Woping and Judy Playboy, not to mention the Richards, also Mr. Bridgewater and Bobo's Orchestra. For the music you play your part, and that was music straight from your heart.
I tell you, tell them when me come, me bring vibes now. Me bring vibes. I got the brand. What I'm saying? Ellie Matter the GI's brass. I say, walk it up to the right. Hey, girl. Hey, me and you tonight, how are you? with Sensei now. You know when me come good. So let's go. Tasha, do the dance now. For real? You can't even sink it. For real? I might put her away so she got the papers roll. She can't do it right now. I'm telling you. Right now. Nevis. I got Nevis. I got Nevis. No, don't do that. Don't do that. If I gonna do it, I'm better come let me do it. No, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't let me do it. Because I know I can't back me in that one because I can't walk up to go with that. But I know this one I can't back me.
This is horse racing.
You coming?
One, get ready.
You coming?
Two, get ready.
Stop.
This is horse racing.
Let me
go. One, get ready. Two, get ready.
Let me go.
This is horse racing.
Let's go now.
One, get ready. Two, get ready. One, two, 1, 2, 3, go. Yeah. Giddy up, giddy up, giddy up, giddy up, giddy up, giddy up. Yeah. Giddy up, giddy up, giddy up, giddy up, giddy up. Yeah. Giddy up, giddy up, giddy up, giddy up, giddy up, giddy up. Yeah. Giddy up, giddy up, giddy up, giddy up, giddy up. Let go the whip. 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 Let go the whip.
I keep up, Tasha. I keep up this time. I keep up.
One, two, three. Let go the whip. 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 Oh. Yeah. Giddy up, giddy up, giddy up, giddy up, giddy up, giddy up. Yeah. Giddy up, giddy up, giddy up, giddy up, giddy up. Yeah. Giddy up, giddy up, giddy up, giddy up, giddy up, giddy up. Yeah. Giddy up, giddy up, giddy up.
Hello. Who is knocking? My name is Mr. Rum. Hi. Who is knocking? My name is Mr. Rum. Hello. Who is knocking? My name is Mr. Rum. Hi. Who is knocking? My name is Mr. Rum. Run. Run with it. Run. Run with it. Run. Run with it. Run. Run with it. Marcus Williams. I had some stress, so I take some shots. But the amount I take really touch the spot. I heard a voice talking in my head. He said, go to the vet. You can't go to your bed.
I'm telling you.
Who is talking?
Edward, where you from?
The voice tells me.
Desmond B&B, you know the thing setting up. That's how I keep up, I keep up. Taya, keep up. I keep up.
Mash it down flat. Tell me pick up something.
Anything.
Grab something.
What I'm saying?
Anything. I just want to become something.
What you saying?
Anything. Watch how I go grab something. Anything. Tell me the
Fans with me soca fit man. Fans with me soca fit man. As soon as the opening up, right? As soon as the opening up, we got it. It's gonna be a mass fit. Mass fit.
You never hear earthquake come and say, yes, it's the earthquake upon you choose the wrong thing. Earthquake does arrive unannounced, and when it comes, it shakes all sense and sensibility.
Make sure you're ready for it now.
Stay inside and do the DCH. Drop, hover, hold on.
Good night night to you guys. It was a blessing. See you guys soon again, Mr. Nice. Vibes from vibes.
As the entire world continues to recover from and navigate its way through this period of great uncertainty, the only and best choice for our beautiful Twin Island Federation is to keep moving forward with the leadership that is driven by progress and prosperity for all.
I commit that I shall do what's right for the people of this, my beloved federation. Your best interest is my guide.
Not one that is clearly driven by a lust for power.
I have been a politician for the last 25 years. I've been in government for nearly 20 years. My personal ambition is to see the Labour Party back in control.
Now is not the time to gamble with our nation's future.
Let us continue to be calm and to confront this crisis together. I am confident that God will not forsake us and that together we shall overcome.
There is only one smart choice, and that is to vote Team Unity.
We just had an epic session from Sweet Sister Cynthia, the ladies defender, and the youth from each constituency presented why they are Team Unity. And now in the hot seat, we have with us the Honorable Ian Patches Liburd. Welcome to 869 Forward.
Thank you, Rohana?
Rohanda.
Rohanda. I'm so sorry. You know, say a man and a woman's name is the sweetest language in the entire universe, so I apologize.
Oh, wow.
And I must advise you, the seat is not hot.
We're going to make it a little bit hot tonight, hotter than usual.
Go ahead. Well, first of all, let me thank God. I like to thank God. It's an imperative for an opportunity like this one to be able to expose myself to two interrogative people, Rohanda and Umali. And I'm open to any question from you.
And we are ready for this.
And we're very happy to hear that. So let's jump straight into it. All right? So first, let's touch on your history. Tell the people watching tonight who don't necessarily know you about your childhood, where you grew up, experiences you had when you were a child, and, you know, which of those experiences actually, you know, led you into how you live your life today, from those teachings to now.
That'll take me all night, but I'll summarize. I was born, raised in an area of constituency number 1 called Newtown. Most people call it Fish Bay because it was a fishing village. It still is a fishing village. But my grandfather was a shipwright, the government shipwright, and he made these, what we call pirogues, these fishing vessels, fishing boats, and owned the fishing boats as well. So I was born there, just down on Newtown Bay Road, and I still live in constituency number 1. So I'm born, raised, bred, live in Newtown, constituency number 1, East Bastille man. I attended the Newtown Primary School, now known as the Tucker Clark Primary School. That's your alma mater?
Of course, yes.
Then you have a solid foundation. So I then went on to early days of the St. Kitts Nevis Grammar School, spent 1 year there before the schools were amalgamated. Bastille High School, the Girls' High School and the St. Kitts Nevis Grammar School, then called the Bastille High School. So I had my basic training there. in terms of education, I then, in latter days, went on to the University of Plymouth, the postgraduate there, and then to the University of Bradford Management School, where I did my MBA. So in terms of my academic training, that's where I came from and where I'm at. I always like to say I'm a private sector groomed individual. In that I spent most of my working life in the private sector, starting at the Daily Walwyn and Company Limited, and I started at the bottom rung of the ladder, started as a PAYE clerk, and took every step on the ladder to management before I was headhunted by SL Hospital and Company and offered the position of shipping manager of the SL Hospital group of companies. After that, I was headhunted then by the Labour administration and moved into the St. Christopher Area and Seaports Authority as the CEO, the general manager. From there, I then went into government as the Director of Maritime Affairs before being promoted to the position of Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Public Works, Utilities, and etc. So I'm private sector groomed and jumped over the wall into the public sector.
So, well, you've been in the private sector so long and then you went into government, but there's a difference between government and politics. What motivated you to serve in that type of way and get into politics?
You know, that's a very interesting question because even as we speak now, I don't believe I'm a politician. I'm into politics. But what really motivated me, a matter of fact, when I was first approached by one of the parties and it started to spread that I was going to be into politics, and I think it came from the fact that I was always, you know, community-oriented. We would clean areas in the community. As a matter of fact, I played football for the community, played cricket for the community. And we were champion teams. The Newtown football team was always a champion team. I always like to boast that when we got promoted to what was called then the first division, I scored one of the goals. You know?
Congratulations.
So
we have winners at this table.
But I believe that some people always figured that I was going to be in politics. And I had a good friend said to me, why don't you get into politics? Right? But I was never serious about politics. I advised politicians. As a matter of fact, my predecessor, I was the one who I believe was responsible for his election to office, you know. But it all came down, when I made my own decision, it came down really to service and to serving the people. And one good way of serving the people was doing what I'm doing now.
So wait, let me get this straight. You assisted a particular individual in winning an election, securing a seat in government and cabinet, and then turned around and beat him in the election.
Yes, it was very strange that the former minister, Asim Martin, I found it very strange. He used to pass me straight. He never even spoke with me, and I gave him his job. You know, I made him what he was.
So the teacher remained the teacher.
And interesting enough, that when my name was announced and I was announced as the candidate, they literally dismissed me. Mm-hmm. And I couldn't understand why they dismissed patches like that. Because I've helped him to get into office. Don't you believe I can help to get him out of office? That was so obvious. You know, but it's a good thing they ignored me. You know?
So the teacher remained the teacher.
Yes.
The student never became the teacher.
That's your words, not mine.
So tell us about that phone call that you received to say, Patches, come and serve. If you can.
You know, first of all, a former Deputy Prime Minister, Michael Powell, before that, right, in 2010, I was approached to run and asked if I was interested in running for the PAM party. Mm-hmm. And my father was all elated. My father was Oliver Glassford, He was a PAM, or still is, no doubt, a PAM to his backbone. He was always proud of being the one to nominate then Prime Minister Kennedy Simmons, right? And when I said yes, I said yes. It was 2010. It was before the elections, because in 2010 we had a long, matter of fact, before that, it was 2004 you had elections, and then it was 6 years before the next elections in 2010. And the then leader of the party, who I believe has the final say, did indicate that bringing me on board at this time would have been disruptive. I thought otherwise. I thought I would have won the seat, but sometimes I look back and I say perhaps it's a good thing, because I would have won the seat, I would have been in opposition.
I mean, I don't want us to backtrack, but I have a confession here. I'm actually a fan of yours. I listen to you on Real Talk, and there's something you didn't mention.
Straight Talk?
Straight Talk, sorry. So I listen to you on Straight Talk, and I know that you are a former musician. You used to play with one of the most popular bands in St. Kitts, and that's one of the Elimat and the GI Brass. So I heard about, and you didn't mention that part of your career while you were telling us about yourself. And this year's election, that's been repeated. The concept is the arts and youths and performances. So what are your thoughts on that? How was your experience being in a band, and how do you think that the industry has changed?
Well, I haven't mentioned quite a lot of things, Rohan, right? But you're correct. I was a founding member of the GI Brass. We were originally the Group Impressions band, GIs. So we turned to the GI Brass before or after our first recording in Barbados. I think that was in 1973 or something about. Then we came back to St. Kitts as Elimat and the GI Brass. So Elimat was the arranger and band captain. So that the GI Brass, I believe, made me, because at a young age, we traveled the world, right? We traveled the world, and I believe the exposure, going to Canada, going to the US, going to the United Kingdom, going to Europe, that experience, I believe really made me what I am in terms of the exposure I got. As a matter of fact, I was the player manager of the band as a young boy, And as I said, that experience really helped me and guided me today. We were young boys, an average age of 21. And when we traveled out, and we played with the best bands, Byron Lee and the Dragonaires. We played with Byron Lee and the Dragonaires, and I always remember this, that they played at, I think it was the Audubon Hotel it had 2 halls. And when these young boys set up to play, we started tuning the instruments and what have you, But when we started to play, you couldn't believe these little boys playing that kind of music. And we really stripped Byron Lee and the Dragonaires. Everybody wanted to be in our hall. It was fully packed to capacity. The next time we played with Byron Lee and the Dragonaires, I can tell you, I always remember this, that they brought aside Vic Taylor, right, Keith Lynn. And I remember the very last song by Vic Taylor, big voice. You're probably too young to remember Vic Taylor. And he did My Way. And he brought down the house, had a standing ovation, right, brought down the house. And here we are to go next. And I remember that very well. They called me the bully. Bully you first, right? Don't ask me why. and said, what are we going to play? And I remember lots of Jamaicans, because Byron brought a lot of Jamaicans, and we turned it right back to the Jamaicans, and we did a song, Jamaica Gone Funky. Jamaica Gone Funky. Jamaica got soul, and a real reggae, and we really rocked the crowd, that time. And the experience as well, even on the road with Joy Lewis, we took the popular R&B songs when we in North America, turned them into soca and jam on the road. So we became very, very popular. Sometimes I reflect and say that this band, we should have been further in life as young men, right? But you know, we were inexperienced, and some of our colleagues wanted to just get the money. And we made money. We made money because when I left, and my grandmother answered, I was lazy. I didn't really want to work. But my salary was back then $150. And when we traveled to like St. Thomas, we get 150 US. The US was about $1 something, right? So in one weekend we make that. But to answer the question though, a little long-winded, in terms of where the music has come from to where it is now, you know, I am proud of the talent we have. We have quite a lot of good singers. Trust me. I'm telling you, I've listened just a few nights ago, I don't remember some of the names, and the voices, the control and so on. We do have quite a lot of them. I don't want to call the names, I will forget a lot of them.
I understand,
but
it's
we
a
do
really
have quite a lot of them,
talented
right? I'm sometimes a little concerned or the drum machine things and you know, not the real music coming out, but we do have talent in terms of good guitarists, good keyboard people, and as I love singers, and we do have some good singers. So we have moved, and there's quite a lot of talent here, and we need to harness that talent and really expose it, market it, and we'll be places.
Brilliant. Okay, so you've been a member of cabinet for the last 5 years, right? And you're the Minister of Public Infrastructure, and you know, a few other things. What, in your opinion, have been your greatest accomplishments, you know, as a minister responsible for those portfolios over the last 5 years? What can you say to the people that say, listen, this is my track record, this is what I've done, and then after that we can get into what you intend to do once you're elected?
Well, you know, it's always sort of difficult to pinpoint what is, there's so many of them, quite frankly. I mean, when we got into office, as I always like to say, I found that I was on loan from East Bastille to the national transformation effort. When we got into office, we found an infrastructure that was crumbling. We found public buildings that were dilapidated, you know. I mean, all around the country had these potholes, and we had to focus on the Island Main Road, which we did, and are just about completing. There's the Old Road Bay project. You know, that's near and dear to me. I will always keep saying that because I am familiar with a young man who died across Old Road Bay, right, from Rockfall. Is debatable. Someone said to me it's a Saturday afternoon, another Sunday afternoon, but the fact is that young man died across Old Road Bay. And for 20 years, absolutely nothing was done. When I was permanent secretary, I think it was at the time, the road was disconnected from the entire network. We fixed it. And became minister. Same thing happened. And I convinced the cabinet, because as a matter of fact, I recall going to our estimates committee meetings, dealing with the budgets, and this director in one of the ministries said that Old Road Bay was not a priority. And I couldn't really understand. I said, beg pardon? And she said, Old Road Bay is not a priority. And when I told her what happened, I did ask her, so how many more people must die across Old Road Bay? And I told her that story. And my colleague said that was a little bit hard on her, but the fact is we got the funding for Old Road Bay, and see what's happening today. The new cruise pier is a big project as well. I was the CEO at Scasper when we commissioned the first cruise pier, and I'm humbled to be the Minister of Government when we now constructed the second cruise pier. So, you know, the lighting in Bastille, the traffic lights, I mean, I traveled all over. Even Little Anguilla had traffic lights. We didn't have traffic lights. But the congestion, right? Oh, yeah, it was the traffic congestion down Bastille. And although there's a little bit of trepidation, lots of fear-mongering about it having accidents and so on in downtown Bastille, look at the flow. The traffic management and the safety on the roads throughout the Island Main Road and through the traffic signals in Basti has improved the traffic management significantly.
Big time.
And we are doing phase 2 of that come next term. The East Bus Line Terminal, that too, it's big to me, because in St. Johnson Street and Branch Street, if you don't know St. Johnson Street, that's the one going down to the Government Daycare Center onto Pond Road, and coming up from Pond Road onto the Seventh-day Church onto Wellington Road. That too, they made it into a bus stop. I mean, residents had no place to go. You know, the profanity, you know, people would use the drains as toilets. You know, when rain came, passengers were exposed to the vagaries of the weather. They were exposed to the dangers of the traffic. So that too, I made a commitment to the people in that area, and we constructed a brand new East Bus Line Terminal. You know, the houses on Wellington Road, they were there since I was a small boy. From the 1950s, we had these houses there. And I'm humbled to be one and to be the representative, rather, who would lead the charge to demolish those houses and build brand new condominium apartments on Wellington Road. Perhaps I'll have to stop here. I will go all night.
I mean, I did see a long list of things that you have done, and some of it directly in your constituency. Yes. Could you touch on that a little bit for us, the things that you've done directly in your constituency, which is one of the largest constituencies we have?
Well, you know, I have something told me to walk with my little manifesto for the
manifestos are here, people.
For the last term in office, right? And when I looked at the page, I looked at inside in terms of commitments. It spoke, yes, to my commitment to the East Bus Line Terminal, right? It spoke to the existing houses up there that I just referred to. And I looked through the manifesto, it speaks as well to the erection of sidewalks from Bird Rock down into and we are hoping to go across as well, coming down Frigate Bay Road. Right now we are doing Wellington Road sidewalks, because in the past they seem to have ignored pedestrians. You know, other countries, you know, have bicycle access and pedestrian access. I mean, our roads are not wide enough to provide that, but at least pedestrian access was something in the past under the former administration. And we decided that we have to really ensure that there's safety on the road as it relates to pedestrians. The Wellington Road, you may want to say I speak a lot about death, but the Wellington Road as well, that means a lot to me in terms of those sidewalks coming down Wellington Road, because one of my neighbors, Mr. George, who may rest in peace, was a watchman at SSMC Sugar Factory, and he was knocked down. He was knocked down and killed on his way to work. And so that road, that sidewalk, too, it brings back a memory. I'm happy we can do that. As you said, it's personal to me as well. And the other things, the East Street, I must confess, one of the commitments was to give the land to those houses in East Street, for those tenants in East Street. They call them the CHA houses. They were built since the 1950s as well. And families have lived there generations after generation. And believe it or not, they pay about $45 per month for rent, you know, on the houses. But so we had committed to give the land to those who occupy them free of so many years free of charge. But when we got into office, we had to recalibrate, because we had to change things, because we found out there are these old duplex houses. There are two tenants in each unit and each apartment. So if you had to repair your roof on one side, then you have to take the whole roof off. So we decided to recalibrate and redesign, and we are going to build some 5 blocks with 4 units each, so we'll accommodate 20 families as well. It's some modern condominium-style units, and that will transform, of course, East Street, just like Wellington Road will transform East Bastia and the country generally. Yeah.
Impressive stuff. So, do you have any more future plans for the constituency?
Of course. I do have, we have plans, and I always have plans. So, and I have my manifesto as well for upcoming. And if you, this is for
so we have the past manifesto,
past,
and we have the
and this
upcoming
the present,
manifesto.
right? Okay. And if you flip, this lists most of the things I have done, but what we want to do is the first and foremost extend Port Zante eastward and build another marina and a hotel there, because the marina to the west, it's over capacity. So we don't have capacity now, vacant capacity, and so we thought it's a good business for the Urban Development Corporation, and there's a demand for that. So we decided to look at the eastern portion. We reclaim about 7 acres of land, then build a hotel as well, and that will transform Newtown per se and transform East Bastia. To give an idea, we will extend up towards the, the solid bulk facility. So that would, as I said, transform from East Bastia. One of the things we want to do in the second term as well is the SSMC Railway, the former SSMC Railway. We are one of the few countries in the Caribbean, if not the only country in the Caribbean, that has a railway that encircles the entire island. And it's an asset worth over $100 million, and we need to look at it, enhance it. And that's what we plan to do, and not just for cruise passengers. It is, the scenic railway is the anchor of tourism, cruise tourism in St. Kitts. And we believe we can go beyond cruise passenger movements and look at cargo and even our own commuter passengers as it relates to that particular asset. It's an asset we need to enhance. We're going to look at it. We need to refurbish it, rehabilitate it, and use it to our best ability. We also intend to there's a development just over here in Friars Bay, just beyond Friars Bay, and there's a development there as well for another marina there too. And the bridge, the Unity Bridge between St. Kitts and Nevis, will bring physical permanence between these two beautiful islands. We have two beautiful islands, one paradise, and that Unity Bridge will make that physically permanent.
Actually, it's funny you bring that up. I actually recall, I think it was a couple of years ago, listening to you on the radio. It could have been with FM, and you mentioned building a bridge from St. Kitts to Nevis, or from Nevis to St. Kitts, as it were.
I'm super excited for this.
So, is that something that you think you'll accomplish in your second 5 years?
Of course.
Or is it like a long-term thing when you know?
Of course. When I made that announcement a few years ago, it wasn't just first of all, because I remember the now Premier, Mark Bantley, was at a town hall meeting up at St. Peter's, I think it was, right? And I made the comment to Mark. I said, Mark, if we had the bridge, you could have just drive home tonight, right? And then we started. It was a serious comment, though, quite frankly, because it's something I believe we ought to do. It has been spoken about before, but I can say to you, when I made the first announcement, I got calls from all over about that bridge in terms of development from investors, right? And we've had proposals before the cabinet in terms of the feasibility studies and the construction of the bridge. We had two serious proposals, but both of them had some conditions precedent to doing the feasibility study, which means in that both wanted commitment that once they do the study, they will have to construct the bridge. And we were a little bit cautious about that, and that's sort of impeded us from really going forward. But now there are some other serious proposals before us, and we believe they can be implemented. One of which, after our due diligence, then we can implement that project in our next term.
Okay. And just if you know, I'm not sure if you'd have that kind of information, but how long would a project like that, take? I mean, it's a huge undertaking. You're dealing with, the ocean.
It was done in phases. It was proposed in 2 phases. The first phase, which is the actual bridge between St. Kitts and Nevis, would have been, I think, was 12 to 18 months, right? And that was short. But the other phase dealt with reclamation of land and putting like an island out there to build hotels even around it. But that is for a second phase. So the first phase, like I said, would have been between 12 to 18 months. Lots of people. I could probably hear some of the questions even in your listening and viewing audience right now, right? How are you going to pay for the bridge? St. Kitts is small, right? Population is 45 or 55,000 both, St. Kitts and Nevis. But a lot of people overlook the fact that, yes, our population is 55,000 or thereabout. But the Minister of Tourism, my colleague Lindsey Grant, reminds us all the time that we have over 1 million passengers that come to St. Kitts each year, right? They can drive over there too. And that I know the COVID pandemic has reshaped the world, and reshaped tourism and so on. But I'm sure that once that comes back the next year or 2, we'll be clocking 1.5, 1.6 or more passengers. So they too are part of the economy.
So we've touched on development, a lot of development that you have in store for the people. But we are out of time, and I have one last question. I know you said you are not a politician, but I have a question about politics. Why Ian Patches bully Liburd? Why vote for Ian Patches?
Well, I believe, as I recall, I should say first of all, that I asked the constituents to look at the stewardship of my predecessor. He was in office he was elected for about 22 years, 20 of which he served as a minister. And I asked my constituents to look at his stewardship for the 20 years as a minister and 22 as a representative. And ask yourself what he has done, what legacy he has left in East Bastia. And sad to say, he left a legacy of doing nothing. So I asked the constituents, having assessed his performance, when he comes to you for a vote, tell him 3 words: you are fired. And they did that. Now, they hired me, so I am going back to the constituency with a performance, or inviting them to do the same thing, to look at assess my stewardship, and if I have done the job I promised, then rehire me. And I believe if we are objective, we would see that I have done quite a lot. Apart from the work on the national level and at the domestic level in the constituency, I have also given back to the community. Interestingly enough, the two, I won by 4 votes. Let's be frank. The records would say I won by 4 votes. But truth be told, we only needed 1 vote to win, because we under the first past the post system. And someone said to me, "Boy, you lost your 4 votes because a former minister, right, or 2 former ministers and their sons said they won't vote for me," right? And very interesting, right? We didn't have time to touch that, right? But as I said, that my performance matters. And we are looking towards building a stronger, safer future. So it says future, underlying future. So we can't go back. We can't go back to the past. We're going forward. I have done a good job, I believe, and I'll be remembered for the things I have done. So having done great things for the constituency, I'm humbly asking them to help me to complete the work. As when we would have done, I forgot one thing as well. As a sporting community, is the legacy I want to leave in East Basseterre is to demolish that stand in the Newtown playing field, reconfigure the field, and put a proper facility in there in East Basseterre. The Basseterre Valley National Park as well. We need to address that. So there's lots of work to be done. I have performed, and I know I can do the work, and I'm just asking, humbly asking the constituency to give me another chance. One more term is all I need. And again, I will continue to give back, because remember as well, I have given back half, 50% of my salary to the Ian Patches Library Social Assistance and Youth Development Fund. I will continue to do that for as long as I'm in office. It goes to providing medical supplies. I saw a lady this afternoon in Canvassing who's ill, she's retired, and she wants funds, monies to pay for an MRI. That comes from the fund. We provided garbage bins in the area. We provided school supplies for children, our funeral grants and so on. So I've given back. And that came out of the fact that what I saw in the constituency in which I was born and raised and still live, I was shocked. And I had to give back, not just give the service, but even give back, making a sacrifice, and giving back to the community.
Well said, Honorable. Well, we're out of time, and we want to thank you very much for coming and spending some time with us here on 869 Forward. It was truly a remarkable interview. We've learned so much about you and about the things you've done for your constituency and for the country, and we do wish you all the best in the polls on Friday. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Romanda, Mali, and I must thank my queen who made that presentation, Kalia Daniel, tonight. Thanks a lot.
Yes, thank you, Kalia. So up next, we're going to have a quick break, and when we get back, we're going to have a very intimate interview with our Deputy Prime Minister, the Honorable Sean Richards. So stay tuned.
St. Kitts and Nevis! The date is set and the heat is on, and there's only one place to get the latest news and insights on the upcoming 2020 general election. ISKN. That's ISKN. Channel 95 on Ultra TV. Watch in-depth talks on issues that matter most. Go digital and take part in our nightly virtual public meetings. Celebrate 5 years of incredible progress with performances from the hottest local and regional entertainers. See the world through the eyes of our nation's youth. Get to know your future leaders and their plans for a stronger, safer future. All day, every day, ISKN has you covered. Your all-access link to the political arena is in St. Kitts and Nevis. My rights, my choice, my future. Channel 95 is my ISKN. Only on Ultra TV.
All right, and before we have our interview from the Honorable Sean Richards, we're going to have a special surprise from the guy himself called King Ayatollah with a special tribute to our Prime Minister.
Health crisis with the global pandemic. This country needs strong leadership. Cannot muck up itself in labor with the dangerous virus they call the corona. We got to put our trust in the hands of a man who love and care about the people of this land. That's why we vote for Timothy, vote in unity to continue the progress in this country. Vote for Timothy, vote in unity, vote for Timothy and Team Unity. How is again? We go back them again. How is again? We go back them again. How is again? Go and tell your friend. How is again? We go back them again. Oh. That's why we vote for Timothy, the leader of the PLP, to continue the good works in this country. Vote for Timothy for a brighter and safer future. No bother with Dougie, Marcelo and Labour. Vote for Timothy and Team Unity. Whoa! How is again? We go back them again. How is again? Go and tell your friend. How is again? We go back them again. How is again? We go back them again. How is again? We go back them again. How is again? Licks for them. Modo.
Team Unity government is a high-performing government, and it is a government that is working for you.
Look how the nation is on the rise. Look how the place just full of vibes. East and west have to civilize. Our twin federation is on the rise.
Working with the people of our twin islands, your Team Unity government is delivering a new style of leadership that has set St. Kitts and Nevis in the right direction. Our federation now has a safer, stronger future to look forward to with real opportunities for all.
Peace don't exist in violent heart, and it does not mean to be in a society where there is no noise,
trouble or hard work, but to be in the midst of it with a calm heart. Let's show some love and be free.
Look how the place full of us again. Look how the place full of energy. When we say energy, it's about unity. Look how me go link with me brother them. From in a different community. Yeah. Life on a game, me don't want to be your enemy.
We gotta work much harder. Gotta live together. All the faith.
Unity all the way. Unity all the way. Unity in sect. Unity in 5. Unity in 4. Unity in 3. Unity in 1.
All right, welcome back to 869 Forward. And now we're actually in our second and last interview segment with the Honorable Sean Richards, Deputy Prime Minister of St. Kitts and Nevis. Mr. Minister, welcome.
Good evening, Mr. Amri, and thank you for having me here this evening. Good evening, Ms. Devent. How are you?
I'm okay. Well, Sean, welcome to 869 Forward. I actually feel like I have an advantage here because, well, Sean and I share a birthday.
Yes,
so I
we
feel
do.
like we have so much in common.
The best and the best month. Wow. Yes, sir. No need to be jealous.
Wow.
And then to add to that, Hub City and your ministry and your constituency kind of took over tonight. So we had the youth presenting, and then we had members from your constituency, Hub City, Sean City, Sandy Point City, the First City, representing here tonight. How do you feel about that?
I feel very good about it, and they're actually still here listening very intently. Hello, hello, hello. Good evening to